Microsoft can certainly be hit or miss with a lot of their announcements and a bit of their news, but still, you have to admit that it's pretty interesting the way that they've sort of handled the whole PS5 Pro situation, right? Like, I think originally a lot of us were probably like, okay, well, does the Xbox really need a Pro? Maybe it does. I like the new sort of hardware aspect of it. I think 4 years. I used to feel a little bit differently, but I feel like the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X kind of changed my mind on being okay with the slight upgrades. The problems come from the upgrades, though, for sure. Like, because they're supporting the lower spec devices, you're never really getting as much as you possibly could from the platforms themselves. So that's a bit of a drawback. But look, I'm kind of excited about the Pro, but overall, you're not seeing a lot of hype. And I want to get into this story a little bit because I feel like it's one that just really kind of begs to kind of play questions off of each other. So, I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. Let's get into it. I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I certainly appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel. It means a lot to me personally. And, I do daily gaming content. I try to be entertaining as well as fun and informative. And hopefully that comes across to everybody. It's important to me that you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from with all this stuff. Thank you guys so much for always rocking out with me and being awesome. It certainly does mean a lot. Now, listen, the PS5 Pro about to launch. It's launching this week. I'm getting one. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are excited, but overall, I have to say it's been kind of a muted situation. And what I mean by that is there hasn't been as much excitement for it as you might think. We're only days away from it, and Sony confirms the 55 games that are enhanced by the Pro. And I'm going to go down this list because it's not a great list, to be honest with you. Alan Wake 2, Albatross, Apex Legends, Arma Reforger, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Baldur's Gate 3, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Now, that one's interesting because that's an Xbox first-party game. So you just sort of wonder what other first-party games of Microsoft are going to be, supported by the Pro. But anyway, College Football 25, Dead Island 2, Demon Souls, Diablo 4, Dragon Age, Velguard, Dragon's Dogma 2, Dying Light 2, EA Sports, FC 25, Enlisted, F1 24, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Fortnite, God of War Ragnarok, Hogwarts Legacy, Horizon Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, Kayak VR, Mirage, Lies of P, Madden 25, Spider-Man Remastered, Miles Morales, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Naraka Blade Point, NBA 2K25, No Man's Sky, Pal World, Paladin's Passage, Planet Coaster 2, Professional Spirits Baseball, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil Village, Rise of the Ronin, Rogue Fight, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Star Wars Outlaws, Stellar Blade, Test Drive Unlimited, The Callisto Protocol, Crew Motorfest, The Finals, The First Descendant, The Last of Us Part 1, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, Until Dawn, War Thunder, Warframe, World of Warships, Legends. So yeah, there's an interesting amount of games there, but when I'm thinking about it, I'm just underwhelmed, I guess, overall. And this is from someone who's getting it, right? So, like, I'm getting it, but I'm also kind of like, like I have no interest in playing some of these games, or most of them. On the ones that I beat, I certainly don't want to go back and play them again, just because they might have, a little bit of bits and bobs that are a little bit shinier. So, yeah, it's a little bit underwhelming to say the least. And maybe Microsoft was right to not have, a situation where they were going to be able to have a platform that competes with what Microsoft was, or excuse me, what Sony's doing with the Pro. Like, I get it. I certainly understand it. But I just, from the aspect where I'm sitting right now, I'm just like, man, maybe it was smart, even though earlier I maybe thought that it wasn't the smartest move, because you have your competition out there basically kind of slapping you around a bit. You've kind of prided yourself in having power and for the past 7-8 years, and now you're going to lose the power advantage, and those face-offs are going to not bode well for the Xbox Series X, and they're already not really. Like, if you look at Call of Duty Black Ops 6, it runs smoother on the base PS5, and we also know that it's getting a PS5 Pro update, so you can imagine that it's going to probably run much better on that as well, and that's going to be something that I think going forward a lot of us are going to have to kind of just deal with. You kind of grin and bear it, just take it, because that's just the way it is. Developers are going to spend time making sure that that Xbox doesn't have the best version. Developers are going to want to take advantage of what the PS5 Pro can do, and it's funny because they were already taking advantage of what the PS5 could do, and really just kind of, in a lot of instances, and I always said this was a fail for Xbox. If a game was even on Xbox and PS5, Series X and PS5, it was a slap in the face. If a game was better on PS5, it was a slap in the face. So that meant like 95% of the games were kind of a slap in the face to Xbox and the fans, because Xbox is the more powerful platform. And at the end of the day, getting beat out by a less powerful console in the PS5 is really not a great thing. So, things are different. Things are kind of, changing. I can understand that a little bit. But I just think that, Sony's in a pretty good spot with this. I hope that, whatever Microsoft's plan is, it really improves with what they're trying to do in the future. I honestly do think that, whatever, if they do actually plan to launch a console in 2026, I'm hoping that it's something that's good, a really good console. That would be, to me anyway, something to kind of look at and go, hey man, that's worthwhile. That's something that's really worthwhile. Again, is that going to be what they're going to be able to kind of accomplish? I don't really know. It's sort of strange to me that this kind of happened the way that it has. With the way that Microsoft is kind of supporting the PS5 Pro. Like, it's kind of unexpected, to say the least. And at the end of the day, that's on Microsoft. If they want to give PlayStation fans a better experience, hey, that's, again, what can you do? That's kind of on them. At the same time, I just want to say that I feel like it is a weird situation to be in as an Xbox fan, not to have that power advantage that we've had for many years. And again, I think Microsoft going back to it, like, again, I don't necessarily, looking at it today, how I don't see a lot of hype for the PS5 Pro. I think that there was a lot of hype around the PS4 Pro, a lot of hype around Xbox One X. I don't see that hype for the PS5 Pro, and I think maybe part of the reason for that is because we haven't really got much to take advantage of what we have already 4 years in. And the other thing is, Sony's first party is just utterly a mess right now, like, completely. Like, where's the games? I mean, they had a game that was so bad that they took it off the market and refunded everybody and closed down the studio. That kind of tells you pretty much where you need to know. If Microsoft were any good at this console business thing, they would have really took advantage of what was going on, and and made it so that they had competing things. I think people maybe would be ready to jump ship, but Microsoft just has really done a terrible job at making sure that people have things to play, or that there's and that whole like transparency thing has been pretty piss poor. So it's not a good look. But again, I think it is ended up looking to be pretty cool that they didn't do a PS5 or a Pro equivalent, simply because at the end of the day, it's a situation where it doesn't look like it's going to be that successful for Sony. We'll have to see. If Sony's they were probably going to win the NPD anyway. But again, what else is the competing against, right? Xbox has kind of thrown in the towel, said they can't win, and the Switch is like 7-8 years old, and everybody knows that the next Switch is probably going to be announced next year. So yeah, we definitely live in a weird time, but I still think it's personally good news that Microsoft isn't going to have a console like that, they can focus on the next gen stuff. If they get their act together and some exclusives, I could definitely see them go into a situation where they launch early, try to take that Xbox 360 tactic to the next level. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I certainly appreciate it. I think you guys are great. Like, share, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And make sure you guys let everybody know that I do daily gaming content. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. I'll catch you next time. Crap gamer